Coming up today on the Prosperity Nation podcast.
To me, that's a financial plan, whether or not it's done in this fancy software. Like, you still have a plan for what your finances are going to do to achieve the goals you want, you know?
Man, that's well said.
I'm out. I'll see you later.
Welcome to the Prosperity Nation podcast. I'm Angie.
And I'm Elise.
And who are you? We just love having you with us. We don't know your name yet, but please email us, connect with us. You know, you're part of our community. We love to hear from you. We love to share stories with you, and we love to hear yours. So anyway, the reason I got so excited about that is because it is Fun Friday, even though it may not be Friday. I don't know, but it's Hat Day, and at least you didn't wear your hat.
No, but I am following the casual Friday uniform, I guess. You know, no hat, but I'm casual.
Oh, you left me hanging because we're all like, yeah, it's going to be Hat Day today. And I show up with my hat and...
I know. I don't think I own any hats.
Really? Hey, that's going to have to be our next holiday gift then, instead of our nice coffee mugs we usually give out. Yeah.
Company hats. Well, I do have hats, but they're like beanies, you know, like cold weather and not like baseball caps. No, I do. I don't know.
Okay, fine.
I don't know what I have.
Okay, then we ought to just go to a baseball game and then we can just get new hats and we'll be good. But would it be the Giants or would it be the Dodgers? Like,
neither. Angels.
What? Oh my gosh, that's right. California has a million teams. I forgot.
I don't know.
Anyway, we probably shouldn't talk about sports because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to be straight up with that. But while we're talking about stuff that's like just off the wall, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind lately. Are you good for that?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay. So, you know, I talk about how budgets don't work, right? Mm-hmm. And people think I'm crazy. And I know you've gotten used to me. So thank you for that.
This is true.
But we know budgets don't work because we know there's 4 parts to the money formula, the money equation. There's assets, there's debts, there's income, and there's expenses. That's it. But people want to talk about budget, which leaves out the responsibility for all the other areas of their finances. And nobody wants to cut back. So it's not about trying to get things smaller and cut back and try to fit things into a square box or anything like that. If you want to live a life you love, yeah, you got to watch where your money's going, but you got to be in control of it. But you cannot leave off the responsibility that you have to earn the money that you want to live the life you love. You don't get to live the life you love and drop that responsibility, right? You ever... What are your thoughts about it? Do you think they work?
I have a love-hate relationship, I think, with budgets because I think they're good-ish. Like, they're good to get an idea of what's happening. If you're like, okay, I'm spending X amount of money on my expenses, so that's not really a budget, I guess.
It's not, though. It's just like a cash flow record, right, of just where it's going, but you're not... That's not a budget, right?
No, but I do agree it's good to be like, okay, well, like for me, I mean, I probably spend way more than I should on groceries just because if I want something, I'll buy it. And I probably don't need it, you know, and like I'll splurge when it comes to stuff like that. So I don't think it's wrong to be like, okay, Elise, like let's put a cap on how much you can spend on groceries, you know, but I also think...
But do you actually do it, though?
No.
See?
I tried.
That's why. That's what I mean.
I know. I'm also one of those people who I'm like, if I'm having a bad day, I'm like...
I'm having a hat problem here. Okay.
Did you?
I guess my headphones and my hat don't go good. Maybe you were smart not having a hat day.
That's so funny.
Okay, I cut you off. What?
That's like... for me, my problem is like I just don't stick to it, and maybe that's why they don't work because it's like if I'm frustrated having a bad day, I'm like, well, screw it. I just want to buy ice cream. I don't know, and then I'll buy like 3 different kinds because I don't know what mood I'm in. You know, so I don't need all of it. But then it just like whatever budget or plan I did have just goes out the window because I'm being emotional. You know,
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. They don't work because we're not built as humans to cut back and stop doing the things that we want. I mean, we're built with desire built into us. And so, you know, we come to life when we find out things we want and then we go get them. It's like a challenge of life. So here we're trying to work against ourselves to say, no, you can't have that. But but there's just missing pieces to the equation. If you don't know what you want, then you just succumb to your emotions at the time and you do whatever you want at that time. Right?
Yeah.
But when you get in control of it and you start directing it where you want it to go, then it feels good because now you're accomplishing things you really want, but you're not cutting back. You're just moving the resource from this thing to that thing. And it's like, if you want to have it all, then you have to focus on earning more money. You got to figure that formula out. You can't just leave that unknown and say, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and I'm going to have what I want. And that was my whole point. It's like, it's not about budgeting. It's about taking the responsibility to earn the amount of money that you want to have, the kind of lifestyle you want to have, and you don't really get to have it until you do. Sorry. I'm just so bratty today. I am sorry, but it's just what's happening.
It's fine. I think too, budgets are, I know we've talked about this before, but it's almost like restriction and you're contracting because you're now trying to cut those flows, and whatever it might be. And like you were saying, there's nothing wrong with like trying to reduce expenses or trying to, eliminate wasteful spending. But then you're now taking that money that was waste and then, like you were saying, allocating it to something else. Yeah. And that's what it is, I think, instead of just saying like and let's be honest, when you restrict yourself and restrain yourself from doing something, we all just want it more.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you can't, that doesn't work either. Then we just kind of, it's almost like then you go crazy.
But you're putting yourself, exactly. And you're putting yourself at cause over your financial situation. You're becoming in control of it rather than it controlling you. And that's the power of how you move money around, not because you got a budget. It just doesn't, it's not even fun, Like
no,
I wouldn't even want to.
Well, because it's honestly like the times I
feel like I'm in trouble.
Yeah, you get depressed. You're like, oh, I can only spend that. Like, that sucks. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I want shopping money. I want to buy my dog stuff. I want to buy me stuff. I don't want to just like sit here and like write down what I can't have.
It's a great feeling because I have this a lot. I do really live under this idea of prosperity where it's about flourishing as a person and financially. And I really do live that way because there are so many times where I literally I got money, but I don't really want anything. It's like I don't have a want. I don't have wants that are driving me. I have big goals that I'm working toward and whatnot. But when my money comes in, it knows where it goes. It's like the money should go where it should go. And you should know where that is and you should direct it and you should put it there. And when you want more of it, you look, you find that thing you're doing and then you go, come on, money, let's go. Fill me up,
Yeah.
But anyway, so I know that was a long topic, but that's not what was on my mind today. So, okay, if budgets don't work, I thought about this. What if financial planning doesn't work? I mean, that would shatter our whole world because that's all we do, right?
Right.
That's all we talk about, how important it is to plan and how much peace it gives you and all that. But what if it doesn't work? What if financial planning is not the thing that actually gets you to achieve your goal?
Well, it's not. I mean, here's the thing, though. Like a plan is just a plan. It's just writing on a piece of paper. It's not going to get up off, like the pen, the ink's not going to jump off the paper and go like execute whatever you wrote down. So obviously they only work as much as you're willing to do the actions. So I could understand that. Yeah,
that's true. Well, when you go to, if you go to work with a financial planner, or you go get a financial plan, you know what the funny thing about it is? It doesn't have action steps on it. Isn't that weird? Like you go to the financial plan and it tells you if you're going to run out of money or not. But is there actually projects broken out that you need to achieve or your finance team needs to achieve or you need to achieve? No. I think it's like a missing piece at the end of the plan.
X in bank account. And you're like, well, where the hell am I going to get that money now?
Exactly.
Like, that sounds great, but now I need to go figure out whatever X is for you, $100, $2, $3, $10,000, whatever. But now you need to figure out how to get that. And that's what people struggle with, I think.
Well, I think about, if planning doesn't work, and then I have to ask myself, like, well, do I do financial plan for myself? I shouldn't say this on the podcast, but, I don't financial plan. Yes, I do. I don't always financial plan, but that's where I start to think, well, wait a minute. There are times I do and there's times I don't. Why? But even more important than that is how is it that I continually live a prosperous life where I'm flourishing personally and financially, whether I have money or not, whether I've planned or not planned, whether I have done budgeting or not budgeting, like I still am living a life I love. I am still directing money into the things that are creating an extraordinary life. I'm having great fun with my family and, living in the city, living in the country, traveling all over the world. Like, why? What's making this work if it's not a financial plan? Because I want to duplicate it for everybody else.
Well,
help me out here.
It's like you have your life plan.
Yeah.
Like, and kind of like you were saying earlier, like, you get the money and you already have a plan for it. So whether you want to call that a financial plan or not, like you still have the plan because you know what you want and you know where the money is going. And to me, that's a financial plan, whether or not it's done in this fancy software and tells you how much you can retire with or not. Like you still have a plan for what your finances are going to do to achieve the goals you want,
Man, that's well said. Nice job.
I'm out. I'll see you later.
That is so, you know what? That is why, that's a really great observation because it seems like every conversation we're having with people lately, whether they're longtime clients, new clients, prospects, or people standing in the parking lot, over and over and over again, the conversation keeps coming back to, well, what do you really want? What is going to make your life come to life and have meaning and have fun and have importance and significance for you? And oh my gosh, that is such a hard question for anybody to answer and to look at. And what I like to do, I write out this like little business plan for myself, for my personal life, like Angie's extraordinary life, because I used to go around saying, what is the product of a human? Okay, that sounds so funny, I know. But product meaning, the outcome of anything that you're creating, right? And so at work, we always have our products, even if they're services, there's still an outcome that we deliver. And I'm like, well, at the end of my life, when I die, how will I know I delivered a great product to the world or to whoever gets the product? I don't even know. So, okay, that got a little too big. I get it. But it does keep me on track when I go back and I look at my little business plan for my life. And I'm like, what will create an extraordinary life for me? And then it forces me to sit down and write out the things that I know I want to have in my life that's going to keep me alive year after year. Not alive, like just alive. I don't want to just be here and be alive. I want to be alive. I want life flowing through me. I want life spreading through me. What do you do? Do you have a life plan? Do you have your little business plan for your life?
No, not at all. But it reminded me, actually, something we've been talking about the past few days, how it changes, like with my life insurance policy. Like I had a plan at one point in time, opened up this policy, and then my life changed. And now it is so not needed. And now I have this policy that isn't doing anything for me at this time. And so right now you can call that a financial plan, but it's totally irrelevant now. And now I have to reassess like what I'm going to do with that.
Yeah.
Because my life changed and what is needed and my goals for that particular thing is no longer.
Yeah. And I guess that's where financial planning really does come in because it gets more technical in that way. And like, well, if you're putting $15,000 a year into a life insurance plan that was intended to be there for you in the future, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I don't even need to do that. I could be putting that $15,000 somewhere else or another way.
Yep. That will serve me now.
Yeah. But you know what, Elise? It's the same question I asked you when we first met and we first were building this company up. Like, what are your goals? And the question, I don't know, it's going to put your money into the I don't know land. And so we're bringing on, by the way, we have a new partner on board who's our goal specialist, and her only job is to work with our clients and with our community in getting these things defined, getting your heartfelt, true goals on paper and written up so that your entire financial team knows what the heck we're guiding you to. Right. And you know what? You're going to be next.
I need it. I mean, it's just, like life happens, things change. So it's like, and there's nothing wrong with having those goals, 5 years ago that aren't your goals now. Mm-hmm. And I think, for me, that's kind of what I'm running into. A lot of the things I had thought I wanted or did want 5 years, whatever ago, things change and I'm in a different situation. And so now they are different, but I don't know what they are. But I know they're not the same as they were. Yeah. That's all I know.
I know. And it's time to rethink them, right? It's time to put them, okay, now what's my new plan? Because that plan didn't work. Okay, fine. Yeah. Get over it, heal. I don't mean get over it. Heal up, from the life's downs and ups and downs. And okay, now reset a new plan. And, in a way, I'm going through that too. I was living in LA, Australia, and NorCal. Now I'm just San Francisco and up in the Redwoods. So yeah, my plans changed too. But also what's really good is I am very interactive with my family and it's super fun and we have big plans and I'm like, wow, I didn't think this was ever gonna work out like this. I figured I'd be off traveling somewhere, they'd be doing their own thing, and all of a sudden I can dream differently than I could even a year ago. Yeah. And so it opens up bigger ideas. It opens up, rethinking, well, how am I doing my life right now? This has been great, but could there be more now? And what would that look like? Right. So yeah, I guess the bottom line is that, financial planning works if you know what works means. Right. Trying to imply works when you're trying to get it to do something like solve all your financial woes won't work. But if it helps you get the clarity you need and create that pathway so you can see the reality or possibility, absolutely go for it.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the financial plan you do, I guess, because just receiving a statement or not statement, but a piece of paper that just says save, $100,000 every year for the next 5 years and you'll be great. It's that still doesn't help you if you're not only making $250 a year. How are you going to do that? Right. And so I think, it works kind of like I said earlier, it'll work as long as you make it work and you actually do the steps or do whatever might be needed to get those plan targets or whatever met.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important that what we do that's a little different is, yes, we do financial planning and we'll show you the what if scenarios and we'll help you gain that certainty, but we're not going to let you off the hook there, right? Now we take those and we create the financial projects where we actually take the goal and set targets and task it out and put it in our project management system. And same with the goals and our goals specialist as she's coming on board and she's really helping people on the personal side achieve their goals while we can help on the financial side achieve the goals. We always ended up trying to do that all in one and there's not enough time. We got financial stuff we got to talk to you about. We got goals stuff that need to happen. We got to check in once in a while to make sure they're still aligned. And we got to keep it going for you to continue to create the life you love. So anyway, with that, I say, yeah, I wonder, what if financial plans don't work? But what if they do, right? What if they do?
I think they do.
So, come on in.
My money's
check
on
it out.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we definitely want to hear from you. We want to know, what do you do that works and what do you do that doesn't work? And hey, we're open to do financial planning with you. We love to look at the numbers and be able to see is what you're doing with your money lined up with what's going to create a life you love? If it's not, let's figure out something else because there's no point in waiting to retirement for you to start living a life you love. You got to live it now and let it be the pathway for the rest of your life. That's just what I say. But we want to hear from you.
Exactly. So share those with us at stories@prosperitynation.com. Go ahead and like and subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media.
Awesome. See you next time.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us today. Follow us on social media for the latest episodes, updates, and more. Like and subscribe to videos from us on YouTube and find out more at prosperitynation.com. That's it for now. We'll see you next time on the Prosperity Nation podcast.